is Hoppy Morris. Welcome to the Bullying Info Network. Today we're going to be talking about the statistics of bullying and how bullying affects schools. It's a really informative show. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm still getting a couple people to come to my Showbox presentation that I'm going to be having this Saturday. Haven't got really too much people to join up with that yet, so if you haven't already, please look that up. It's the Bullying Info Network on Showbox. Now, during this presentation, I'm going to be using a lot of information, which you can find in the resources below. All the links are there. My favorite one was the National Center for Education Statistics. I use that a lot in this presentation, and I think a lot of these pages have information which you can use to give to people and demonstrate, hey, this is what's happening to me. So I hope this resource is something that helps you out with that. I hope you enjoy my show. Don't forget to subscribe. Many of the forms of bullying we covered in my previous presentation are here. And it's the 33% that matter. It's being either having people say things about you. You don't appreciate it. And again, he's so hot stuff, man. Don't even talk to that guy, man. What a loser. It's basic things that generally gnaw at people. So they're just being made fun of, and they're being called names or insulted, or they'd be like, I'm not going to say it, but they say things to you like, oh well, he likes to wear pink to school. That's his style. He feels comfortable with that color. He's so gay. Yeah, that is gay. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes being called gay, but that's what tends to happen. Or you could probably think of some better ones. I'm not very good at it. But yeah, it's very annoying and it's very irritating, and it can cause people to be affected in one way or another. Most students these days are extremely proud, but of that number, it tends to get to you. All right? And I'm not even going to go into details about those who are hit, pushed, tripped, shoved. Okay, someone shoves me. What's your problem? You just pushed me. There's some students who don't have that level of confidence. So once they're pushed, then they just got pushed. They tend to deal with it, which is an unhealthy way of dealing with your problems. It's better to notify someone that you are being assaulted, because in that case, not reporting an assault against you could mean you are allowing an assault against someone else. And as you grow older, if you're allowing someone to push you in high school, especially if you're female, you could allow worse things to happen later on. Now, taking a look at how bullying may be affecting education, you have to look at two important pieces of data. Now, student misbehavior interfered with teaching. This is reported by many teachers, and it's found at the National Center for Education Statistics, the Fast Facts. You get it up in there. And it shows that 42.8% of teachers have reported that children misbehaving in their schools is affecting their ability to educate students. Not very good. Okay, student tardiness and class cutting interfered with teaching. Let's look at those numbers really quick. 42.8% of teachers are reporting that they're having trouble with teaching their students. There's approximately 50% of students who are saying that they are either a part of the bullying situation or they're victims of bullying themselves. This starts to show parallels between these two numbers. 20% of students are reporting that they are not enjoying the fact that they, can sit in class and be educated, because they don't appreciate the bullying they have to endure. And 37.5% of teachers are saying that student tardiness and class cutting interfered with teaching. This is a very oddball number here. So 20% of students are reported, not wanting to go to class because they're being bullied. 20%, and 37.5 of those students are not going to class because forget that. So those two numbers, those parallels, are something that have to be considered in education. All right, now we're going to look at those percentages you see up on your screen right now. It shows the range of people who have said that bullying had an impact on their schoolwork. And it ranges between 4% to 33%. Now, the 4%, that's a bit on the low side. That's 4 out of 100. And if you look at how it affects your relationships with family and friends, the low side is 5, and that's 5 out of 100. And it shows how you feel about yourself when you're being bullied. That's 4 out of 100. And your physical health, that's 11 out of 100. America has a weight problem. Nobody likes to be called fat, but America has a weight problem. Now, on the high side of bullying, it shows schoolwork is affected up to 33. And that's a really big number. So some places it affects less, and some places it affects more. 33% of students say that they are affected by bullying in their schoolwork. Okay, so that's 33 out of 100. All right, now relationships with family and friends can't be that bad. Like I said, about forms of social bullying and forms of cyberbullying. Well, if it affects you only a little bit, then God bless you. God bless you with that. But if it affects you a lot, well, that puts you at 31%. All right, so that means about 31 out of about 100 students are reporting, and that's just a reported number, that they are being affected by some form of bullying in their social life. That's pretty amazing. And the number one highest number is how you feel about yourself. All right? That number's at 44. 44% of students. That's 44 out of 100 students across the board. At its highest, they feel different about themselves when it comes to bullying. So not only can we see that the people who are most likely to commit forms of bullying actually affect 43% of teachers, the people who are affected by bullying, that's a high number, 44% of them, actually don't feel so good about themselves. So that's a number that starts to become more serious as time goes on, because we are now in the range of 2019, and the huge issue with education is nothing to be laughed at. Now, remember America's weight problem. It shows that about 11% on the low side to the high side, being 23% of people, that's 11 out of 100, 23 out of 100 people, say that bullying has affected their weight. Now, this is the number of people that have reported it. America's weight problem is nationwide. This statistic from the National Center of Education is nationwide. Not only can we factor in America's current weight problem with all forms of bullying, we can also factor in many of America's other issues, such as the family dynamic, how Americans feel about themselves, and we can also factor in education. All right, now, when you look at the CDC violence prevention, it shows that 1 in 5 high school students reported being bullied at school in the last year. This statistic is taken from a site that's from 2018. So it's demonstrating that students in 2017, that's 1 in 5. Again, that's that number that is reported, and that's 20 out of 100. That's still on the low side. You have the physical bullying, the emotional bullying, and you have the social bullying, many different forms. Again, physical bullying is the hitting, kicking, punching, spitting, tripping, and pushing. And emotional bullying is teasing, name calling, inappropriate sexual comments, or verbal or written threats. These are physical forms of bullying. And social bullying is excluding someone, spreading rumors, making embarrassing comments about someone. That's the common types of bullying that they are reporting on this page. And it demonstrates one important thing: how you can stop bullying before it starts. We are going to go into that a little bit later, preferably in another channel because I'm time constrained. But how you can stop it before it starts. There's a comprehensive list on this page. I'm going to post that link below. It's www.cdc.gov/violence prevention/pdf/bullying-fact sheet 508.pdf. When you see that link, go ahead and click on it. It gives you a long list of all the things you can look at. It demonstrates how you can promote family environments that support healthy development, how to provide quality education in early life, because it shows that preschool enrichment with family engagement can also help victims of bullying. And I think one demonstration, usually, this is not something that I'm recommending to people, is whenever a kid's being bullied, you have your big brother show up, or you can have your dad show up, or in some cases. That's not something I recommend having people do. But in many cases, having a big guy show up and go, "Quit picking on my kid," and just like, is like getting out of there. That tends to have a big impact. So people, they don't tell their parents they're being bullied. They don't tell their friends they're being bullied. That could be a big mistake. It's a good idea to inform as many people as possible that you are going through this. Now, it can strengthen youth skills, all right? If you are taking an early action in helping to prevent bullying. And when it does this, it's really beneficial to how smart you become earlier on. So you can connect youth to caring adults and activities, just like I mentioned about telling your dad, and probably going to after school programs where you and your friends can engage in certain activities that are fun, so you won't as much feel the effects of students that are trying to bring you down or make you feel bad. And the only issue with this is that they'll usually move on to someone else, someone who doesn't have all these strong network of support structures in order to keep you maintained. Now, intervention, that is a big one right down there. It shows how intervention to lessen harms and prevent future risk, it can involve treatment to lessen the harms of violent exposures. Okay, now there are also treatment to prevent problem behavior and further involvement in violence, or hospital community program. All these are available if you go to 1-800-CDC-INFO. That's 1-800-232-4636, and that's that. This is something that affects many people, in America, or it can affect people worldwide. If you live in another country, go on ahead and look up your info, so you can find a similar info for your state. Thank you for tuning in to the Bullying Info Network. I hope this presentation was extremely informative. If you have any questions about anything that I spoke about today, the links below have plenty of resources. You can go through them. It's where I get all my information from. Okay, and if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe. Now, I am available on Showbox, so first chance you get, 10 p.m., go ahead and check it out. It's the Bullying Info Network, and it's very informative, all right? We're going to try to get a couple guests over. I'm going to talk to some people about it tomorrow, and if you come over, it's going to be a really great show. I'm welcome to questions, all right? So if there's anything else, I'm just going to let you know right now. This is Hoffy Morris. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a blessed day.